everybody, as you can see, I have reached the stage of being a YouTuber where it is time to break out the whiteboard for some content. Jokes aside though, I'm just working on cleaning up my space down here as well as my room upstairs, and I was kind of just thinking about stuff, and it made me kind of come up with the idea for this video, and I really just wanted to sit down and just talk, because I feel like it's something that a lot of people might relate to, and maybe if you're a little bit younger than I am, maybe it's something that could help you in the future to prevent ending up in the situation that I've kind of gotten myself into. And I have titled this video, The War on Stuff, for a reason. And that's because that's kind of how I've felt for the last couple months, or honestly even the last couple years. I don't really have a lot of space to work with, so the stuff that I have is very limited in how much space it can take up. If I start getting too many things, it just becomes cluttered. And I'm not exactly the neatest person, as you can kind of get the gist of by seeing most of the whiteboard is covering up the rest of the stuff behind this, but you can kind of see above I've got some random things. A lot of it, you know, it's just organization, but at the same time, there's a couple questions that I've come up with here that I think address a lot of the issues that I've been dealing with and could maybe help some of you. And I've also got a little drawing of how I feel with the giant pile of stuff, and just things and junk. And a lot of it really is junk. You go through, if you've ever cleaned up a space that you haven't cleaned up in a while, you know you can fill a garbage bag pretty quick with old papers, just random wrappers and things that have just come off of stuff and have maybe gotten tucked underneath something, made their way around, and it just becomes a mess. But the 5 questions that I've kind of come up with to ask myself and just to kind of collect my thoughts on this topic are, do I need it? Oh, hang on, I gotta use my pointer here. Do I need it? Do I use it? Do I want it? Does it make me happy? And do I know where it is? And this last one we'll get to obviously last. And you know, you may be saying, oh, isn't it hypocritical that you're making this video as you have a business where you sell like Kobe sets and model kits, which are just stuff that you have the war on? That's not what this video is about. This video isn't about getting rid of all your stuff, you know, the whole you will have nothing and be happy kind of thing. That's not what this is about. This is more about how to have less but still be happy. I don't want to get rid of a lot of the stuff that I have because I like it. It makes me happy, as it says here. I enjoy the things that I have, like my shelf, which I'll throw up a picture. There's a lot of stuff on it. Each thing means something to me. It's something that I've gotten either when I'm traveling, something that a viewer has sent me perhaps, like a couple of the models I have. It's just something that I don't necessarily want to get rid of. But there's a lot of other things I have that I could. So that's where the first question comes in. Do I need it? So if you're looking at something like I have, you can kind of see it over here. This is a workbench that has a bunch of tools and stuff in it. I go through there. A lot of the times you go through and it's like, do I need it? For example, do I need this bag full of old 3D printer parts? Maybe. Do I really need it? It's hard to say. I might not. Do I use it is where that comes in. Do I use that? I could, but the 3D printers I have now don't use that hot end anymore. The hot end on that is completely different. The hot end on my other 2 bamboo printers, completely different. Do I really need that? No. I do actually plan to use one of those for something on the old Ender 3, but do I necessarily need that second hot end? Probably not. Maybe I can sell that. Maybe I can give it to somebody that will need it. Do I want it? Do I want that to be sitting in my drawer? Not really. It kind of just takes up space. It kind of just stresses you out when you open up trying to find a tool. You know, do I know where it is? Trying to find a tool and it's buried under mounds of random crap. Does it make me happy? That certainly doesn't. It's a piece of junk. It's an old Creality hot end from the Ender series. That does not strike joy, as whatever that old Netflix series said. And that's kind of where these all come in. This is more of a general thing, really, where it's just like you feel like you get to the point where you've collected so many things, it becomes a burden on yourself. And if you can kind of get rid of some of it, it really does start to feel a lot better. Even just cleaning up this space, it already feels like, you know, a little bit of a weight lifted off of you. And this isn't necessarily going through and saying, I have to throw away or sell every single thing I own so that I can live in a dumpster, essentially, a tiny little house, and have nothing, just the clothes on my back. No, this is more about going through the things you have, even if it's things that you might think that you want, and you just kind of look through them. Let's see if I can find another example here. Here's a perfect example. This is a bottle of coolant that I bought for my Porsche 944. And it turns out that this was not the concentrate that I thought it was, and you actually need way more bottles than this, so I ended up just buying regular coolant at the auto parts store. But I actually threw this up for sale because I don't need it, I don't use it, I don't want it, doesn't make me happy, and I do know where it is, but it doesn't matter if I know where it is because none of these other things matter. And that's kind of, the do I know where it is portion of this comes in when you get to the point where you just have so many things and it's so unorganized. The organization thing is a big part of this, but just not being able to find something is probably, it's a symptom of all of these other problems, of just all the stuff you have. Because if you can't find something, you know what that ends up meaning? It means you go out and buy another one. And then guess what? The moment you do that, you find the other thing. So if you go through all these other questions and then you can kind of get rid of a lot of things, this last question of do I know where it is becomes a yes a lot more often than it becomes a no, because you can actually find where your stuff is. This happens to me constantly when I'm prepping to go out on shoots, to go to museums or go on road trips or whatever, where you just can't find something that you need, whether it's like a tire pressure checker or a tire pressure filler to just top up the tire pressure on your car. It's like a constant battle of spending more time trying to find the thing that you need than to actually use it. So all of this kind of just comes down to, do I know where it is at the end of the day? And if I don't know where the things that I regularly use are, all of these other questions kind of start coming to mind. So I don't know, that's just something that was rattling around in my brain. I figured I'd throw up a video on the second channel, see how you guys reacted to this, because I'd like to do more videos like this where I just kind of talk about a topic that I find a little bit interesting, or just something that I think I've experienced and might help others. So if you enjoyed it, let me know down in the comments. Let me know how your war on stuff is going. And if you want to add some more stuff to your pile because you didn't listen to anything I just said, well, there's a link down below where you can order from me and help me on my war on stuff to make yours worse. So thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.